You're holding it all together. You're fine. You're fine. And then something small happens. A comment rubs you the wrong way. A plan changes last minute. Or someone lets you down. They don't do the thing that you've asked them to do. And suddenly it's like a switch flips and the anger surges. And before you can even think about it, you snap. You say something to them. You say something you don't mean. The closest person to you takes the hit. And afterward, that spiral of guilt and shame takes over. Why am I like this? Why did I do this? I was fine a minute ago. Why does this keep happening to me? The truth is that this outburst isn't about what just happened. It's about all the things that you haven't let yourself feel. Hey, beautiful human, it's me, Rebecca Wiener McGregor, and welcome to another episode of Effective Immediately, the show where we talk mindset, healthy emotions, abundance, and leadership, and I give you a mindset shift that you can make effective immediately. So this anatomy of a blow up is coming from one of our listeners and their questions. And they're asking, why does this happen? Why, on a perfectly lovely day, can this blow up happen? And so we are going to dive in and answer this together today. If you find yourself connecting to this, just be loving with yourself. Take in the information, take in the understanding, and know that there is a solution. Okay? All right. No judgment. No judgment. Just acknowledgement, okay? All right. So imagine you're filling a glass of water, right? And at first, it's just a little stress here and there, no big deal. And you push through, and then more pressure, more responsibilities, and more goes in the glass, right? A few things frustrate you. You hold it in. You tell yourself, just let it go. Just let it go. But the glass keeps filling, and the glass keeps filling, and the glass keeps filling, and the final drop makes it overflow. Now that's what happens when you find yourself exploding, right? Or you can think of Monica from Friends and her closet, her secret closet where she hides all the stuff she doesn't know what to do with. That's what happens with our emotions and our memories. If they get pushed away, if they get stuffed away, you think you're storing them away in this little closet and everything is fine, but finally the last thing just doesn't fit. And it doesn't fit, and you try to slam the door and try to slam the door, and it doesn't fit, and you snap. It's because you've reached your capacity, right? You've reached your capacity for holding things in, for letting things go. Now, this isn't just what's happened recently, right? This stuff has been stored for years and years and often decades and decades. So give yourself a breath. Take that in for a moment. This blow up didn't come out of nowhere. It's been building for a long time. It probably started, the glass started filling, the closet started filling when you were a child. You weren't reacting to just that moment when the blow up happened. You were reacting to all the frustration, all the stress, all the hurt that you've been shutting down. That irritation you swallowed last week, right? The stress that you brushed off that you haven't actually processed, and the silent resentment that you never really addressed. And let's just go back to the childhood, right? This is not getting the attention that you wanted or needed, not being able to react to your emotions. Many of our parents and grandparents, especially us Gen Xers, were told to be silent, right? To walk it off, to not have any feelings about anything. So you pushed it down. Maybe something happened at school, but it didn't seem significant enough to take it home because there was more significant things happening at home. So you pushed it down. You didn't react. You watched someone else get the attention that you wanted, that you felt you deserved. You push it down. Something happens to you and it's scary and terrifying and angering, and you don't ever talk about it. You push it down. Something happens to someone you love that you witness, and you hold on to it. It's not your fight to fight, but you hold on to it. You push it down. You push it down. We keep pushing these things down. They're bound to come back up. They're like a spring, right? Like the spring, you just keep pushing down and pushing down. Eventually the pressure is going to take over and it's going to come out. This is why this feels instantaneous, okay? Because your logical brain shuts off and your survival brain takes over. Yeah, that's right. When we have these blowouts, when we have these big explosions and we react in a harsh way, it's because our brain, our survival brain, has taken over. This is the fight of the flight or flight, the fight or flight, right? It's not because you have a bad temper. This isn't anger to be managed. In fact, I don't even understand fully why that's a thing, because this isn't about the current anger to be managed. It's about the fact that the nervous system is overloaded. It's pushed too many things down for so long that when you've been running on stress for so long, your body is constantly primed for fight or flight. So when that moment happens, your system perceives that threat as a real threat, even when it's not. And that reaction is automatic because it's in your subconscious. You can probably even feel yourself saying, oh, this isn't that big of a deal, right? Why did I react so strongly to this thing? It's not that big of a deal. I can push this away, but at the same time, your body is responding. You're trying to push down the feeling and your body is responding. And while you're trying to talk yourself out of it consciously, your subconscious mind has taken over. So when something sets you off, take a breath and ask yourself, why am I reacting to just this moment like this? Am I reacting to just this moment, or am I reacting to a whole bunch of stuff that came before it? Most people say, calm down. I mean, seriously, has the phrase calm down ever worked for anybody ever? Or just relax. Has any time that anyone has ever told you to calm down or just relax actually worked for you? Has any time that your doctor said to you, hey, would you just chill out? Would you just find a way to deal with your stress? Has that ever actually worked? No. These patterns actually fuel that part of us that needs to fight, right? It's that part of us that is trying so hard to move through, to take care of this moment, to take care of ourselves, to protect ourselves. That the fuse is lit. The fuse is burning quickly. And here's what happens. The explosion comes, and then there's this whole spiral of emotions that come after, right? And these emotions that come after, if they're not fully processed, the guilt, the shame, the self-doubt, the blaming ourselves, the feeling like crud because we have hurt someone that we didn't intend to hurt, they continue to fuel this feeling. They continue to be things that get stuffed in the closet or get poured into the glass. So be super loving with yourself, because the truth is you don't need to manage the symptoms. You can learn how to breathe through and manage yourself after a blowout, after a blow up like this, but that's not going to keep the blowout from happening. You can address it at the root. That's what we do in my work. We actually go to the experiences that have caused you the anger and the frustration and the hurt and the pain that you have suppressed and release all of that pain. so that you can feel free again, so that you can feel confident. So that experience, when the subconscious mind references it for how to respond in the current moment, is full of love and self-worth and confidence and calmness and neutrality. Okay, so give yourself a breath. Give yourself some loving kindness here. This is not an uncommon feeling. Many of my clients who come to me have this feeling, so I'm so glad that someone asked the question about why this happens. Your mind and your body need to know that you're safe when things don't go as planned. And that's the work that we can do in your subconscious mind, because only your subconscious mind knows this. Talking about the things that make you mad, talking about the times that you were mad, do not make this subconscious pattern disappear. If your subconscious mind is wired for control, uncertainty will make that feel like a threat. If your subconscious mind believes that holding it together is the way that you control a situation, holding it together and not feeling your feelings is the way that you make it through the thing, keeping the secret, holding in the pain, holding tightly onto everything is the way that you move through the experience safely, then that's going to be what you need to do every single time something happens, right? It'll happen to you automatically until the moment when things shift, when things explode. And the explosion happens really because the closet's full, right? The glass is full. The feelings need to be expressed because it's kind of like the steam valve. It's the release valve, right? That if you're feeling overloaded, if you're feeling like you are at max capacity in your mind, where is the emotion going to go? It has to go somewhere. And that's why we explode. That's why we have the blow up. Okay, so take a breath. Be super loving with yourself here. And I want you to think about how it would feel to you to have something shift, have someone make a mistake around you, have someone let you down, and it not take you out, not make you crumble, not make you blow up, and not create another situation that you have to deal with the emotions of. How powerful would that be for you? Okay, so give yourself a breath. I'm going to give you a mindset shift that you can make about this, effective immediately, of course. And I want you to be loving with yourself. And when you're ready, you've probably been looking for a reason or a way to help this feeling. So this is where you can reach out to me. Wherever you see this video, you can send me a DM or book a call with me at callwithrebecca.com. Okay, take a moment. If you're not driving, if you're in a safe place, close your eyes and just take in a deep breath and give yourself a nice long exhale. And I want you to say this out loud. And I mean it, say it out loud, okay? Don't just think it in your mind. Use your vocal cords because I want your ears to hear it. I am safe when I'm not in control. I am safe even when I'm not in control. I am safe even when I'm not in control. And notice what comes up. Notice where the tension comes up. Notice what happens in your mind. Notice the thoughts that follow. Notice the feeling that comes up in your body if there is one, where there might be tension, where there might be a yucky feeling, where there might be heaviness. Maybe your heart starts to move a little bit faster, pound a little bit harder. All of these are the clues that help us piece together the healing for you. I want you to repeat this statement to yourself. I'm safe, even when I'm not in control. Over the next few days and notice what happens. What if you didn't have to fight yourself to stay calm? What if you could move through your life without feeling like you're always on edge? What could be possible for you then when you're not distracted by the hurt or the anger anymore? I'm here to help you discover what's possible for you, what's on the other side, and how much easier it is to get to your vision and stay focused and feel clear about what it is that you want and feel like you actually deserve what it is that you want at the level that you want it, because you're not distracted by all this other pain. Okay, take this in, be super loving with yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.